Hello everyone and welcome to a new video from Your Destiny. I'm Eddie the Chump and today we'll be talking about whether or not Destiny 2 is too easy. Now hold your horses before you get the pitchforks out. I'm not saying there isn't challenge available in the game. The raid, the nightfall, trials, it's there, but if we look at the game as a whole, I would say that the game in general is easier than the first. Or to clarify, the game is certainly more accessible. I can't work out if that's a good or a bad thing. There's good arguments for both sides actually, so what I'm going to do is explore them. First off, let's look at what some of the gameplay choices Bungie made have done to positively affect the game. Leveling and power leveling are fairly straightforward. It's not as difficult to get raid ready. That cannot be said of Destiny 1. Getting to level 26 for Vault of Glass was nowhere near as fun or as clear. That's a good change. Being able to take part in endgame content is what Destiny is all about. Raids are some of the most fun dungeons in all of gaming. It's a shame that less than 50% of us got to experience it in Destiny 1. The same is true of trials. Yes, it's still going to be hard, but the entry requirements are simple. The game does a great job of guiding you into that more complex world. Gone are the days of only certain people having God Lunar drops in Crucible. The game is certainly fair in a lot of ways. Almost everyone has a Mida by now, for example. I made that point ages ago about exotics. More of them should have been quest items like the Thorn or the Necrochasm. Bungie decided to do that, and I am glad that they did. What's certainly true is that Destiny 2 rewards you for your level of investment, meaning the more time you put in, the more the game rewards you or opens up in front of you. That was true in Destiny 1, but it wasn't such a smooth curve. It was either play for about 8 hours, get bored or not know what to do and give up, or have the game completely take over your life as you found people to raid with and grind. Destiny 2 feels very different to that, and the reason it does is because every activity has a purpose and a place and a reason to finish it. Even patrols, which let's not forget were an absolute joke in Destiny 1, have been transformed into a meaningful activity. Everything progresses you. The only halt comes when you've reached that upper level endgame and grind for power. Then it starts to feel like the Destiny of old, waiting for an exotic drop or weekly resets. You do get rewarded the more you invest, but because of the ease of access to the endgame, the ceiling is lowered for more people to reach it. Take Trials. Trials is better in Destiny 2, let's not mess about, but it isn't as hard. Not having to match against teams with the same record drops the required skill ceiling to go flawless, there's no escaping that. Potentially many more people will achieve it than they did in Destiny 1. Now I'm all for accessibility, but with that comes compromise. A below average team could get lucky and make it now, and that was never true in the old game. Does that diminish it as an achievement? I think it has to. If you make something less rare, it becomes less valuable. Crucible in general is much fairer, and it's like that because most people have access to the same guns. There's much more of a level playing field. No variable roles means no player has a clearly better role on their Lunar. I made this point in my other video about Crucible loot. Does Destiny 2 have enough rare things in it to chase to make it as compelling as its predecessor? Variety has been sacrificed on the altar of equity. I still don't quite know how I feel about that. Now let's look at some of the negative consequences of all the changes. This is just our opinion, and as I say, we're not stupid. We can see a lot of the positives. With that said, let's confront this reality together. Everything in the game, apart from the endgame trio of raids, trials and nightfalls, is easy. So easy, most of the activities can be completed while drastically under-leveled. Now I realise Destiny has an appeal with players who maybe aren't the most skilled FPS players of all time, because it's predominantly a simpler PvE experience. It's not meant to be as punishing as say Quake is, but Destiny 1, I think it's fair to say, had more direct challenge to it than its sequel. The reason that could be a bit of a problem is the effort it takes to do something is directly proportionate to the sense of achievement you get from completing it. If almost everything is easy, then it ceases to feel special. Let's look at Trials again. You used to only be able to get adept versions of the guns by going flawless. There's no such dynamic in Destiny 2. Everyone will sooner or later get all the Trials loot. Again, I don't know how I feel about that. The loot pool having uniform roles has drastically reduced its size, and drastically reduced the incentive to chase the gun that you want. Destiny 1 was all about the chase. Rare things made you want them. Let's just talk about the Mida for a moment. I'm obviously happy it's around. It was my favourite gun. And I did say exotics should be quest items, which the Mida is, and I'm glad of it in a lot of ways. But the path to getting one isn't hard. If anything, it's just frustrating. The challenge isn't organic. It's just, do I have 5 blue scouts left over? The quest bit was good, but the faffing about with the mid-air SMG kills, meh. I'm torn about exotics in general actually. Do they feel, well, exotic? The drop rates in Destiny 2 feel a lot higher than Destiny 1. If you're not counting the 3 of coins cheese from the first game. And are they actually better than legendaries? In a lot of cases, that's a hard argument to make. Now that was true at the end of Destiny 1 too, to be fair. But where is the Year 1 Vex Mythoclast? Or the Galahorn? Where is the wild blue lotus at the top of Mount Everest for me to try and get? Gone. In the name of fairness and access. Part of me wants to scream boo! A childish part, but it is there. Now what I'm about to say might trigger you. Why weren't power level advantages enabled for trials? The whole point of these endgame activities is to make the grind worth it, but you didn't have to this time around. Part of its mystique and appeal was that you'd have better done your power leveling before even thinking about competing. That's gone, just like flawless only loot. I really hope the same is not true for Iron Banner. Maybe because it was the first trials, they decided not to enable them, to give more people a better chance. I can understand that, but I'll be disappointed if it never has them turned on. More people will play it, for sure, but it'll mean less, and that balance is one that I feel is very important to the longevity of the game. I don't say any of this because I want all the best stuff for an elite or just for myself. I say it because it's fundamental to why people play games. Challenge, rarity, prestige. These engage some players and put others off. It's a tightrope to get that balance right, and I'm not utterly convinced the game is in exactly the right place when it comes to those core principles. I love Destiny 2. I just want to love it for a long time, and to do that, it needs to treat me mean sometimes to keep me keen. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a rating. If you never want to miss another video of ours again, please click the bell icon next to the subscribe button on our channel to join the notification squad. You'll be in good company. And finally, please check out the Your Destiny Twitter. It's where you can find updates about new videos and other cool stuff. I've been Eddie the Chump, and until next time,